What's going on, team? So we're going to do some field assembly with our LINAIRE Flex top bend. This is one of 6 profiles within our new LINAIRE Flex family. What's unique about the top bend as well as the side bend, so 2 of the 6, you have the option to not just terminate in the field and put an end cap on it, but you also have the option to bring wire into the other end. So imagine if you have a spool of this that is 32.8 feet. Now, instead of being able to only be able to do 2 runs with that entire spool, you could do 4, 5, 6 runs off of just one spool with the ability to be able to bring in wire entry on one of the sides. So we're going to start out with our material list here first. So you're going to have a little pre-cut section of LINAIRE Flex top bend. You're going to have a female DC in a bag like this. We'll want to take that out. You'll notice here it's just a female DC connector. This is just to make it easy so you can plug it in. You can play around with it later on. This is not really standard in the industry. It usually would be bare wire. And then also you can see on the other end, you have your red wire that is positive and then your black wire that is negative. So you'll have that. Okay, you're going to have a bag like this that will have both your straight wire entry as well as your end cap. So I'll show you what that looks like here. Okay, so this will be your straight wire end cap, okay, and then you're going to have your end cap as well. So also you should have a plug-in driver. This is going to be a male DC connector that will then go into the female DC connector, okay, and then also you should have PVC cutters. Okay, and this is the best tool to use to cut silicone-based products, scissors or gate cutters. The problem with that is that if you get this slightly crooked, it's very difficult to put the wire entry on. So this will allow you to have a really nice, clean, straight cut. All right, so let's get into it here. We're going to move this over here for a second. We'll get our plug-in driver out of the way. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we're going to start out by bringing in the straight wire entry connector. Okay, so we'll pull it out of the bag here. Get that bag out of the way. This is really the part that is probably going to be the most difficult with this module. I kind of call this the teeth. This is really what's going to make a very snug connection where it snaps. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to start by connecting it into one of the ends. Now, the way you'll know is you can see it here. Okay, notice right here, there you go. Notice how there is going to be an arrow pointing a certain direction. Okay, that means the polarity is going this way. So we're going to want to bring in our straight wire entry connector on this side. Okay, so what I'm going to showcase here though, here on the camera, is I'm going to show how there is really, the way this works is that it's going to be silicone up here. There's going to be the tape light. Okay, then there's going to be copper, and then plastic, and then the silicone. So really what you want to do is actually put the straight wire connector in between the copper and the plastic. And I'll show you here, there's a little gap. Bring it down a little bit here. You can see there's that little gap right here. Okay, so that's where you're going to want to make your connection. All right, so let's get started here. So what we're going to do is this part right here, we're going to remove, okay, so that it's out of the way. We'll bring this back in here in just a little bit. So I'm going to try to show this best I can. Come in this way. So what we're going to do is get in between that gap and actually make your connection, okay? So before we end up actually putting silicone on it and the actual connector on here, we want to still make sure that this turns on. So what you can do, a little trick here, is you have your female DC. You can take your positive red wire and put it on the inside of the hole like this, okay? And then you can make sure that the black wire, it touches on the outside, and you can see that it turns on. That means our polarity is correct. We are good to go, okay? So I'll pull this back out, get this out of the way. And so now I'm going to do this right-handed here. So what we're going to want to do here, and I'll probably show it actually this way. Let's do that. Okay, so I want you to notice something here. Okay, so when you see this, okay, I'll show you kind of close up, and then I want you to see something. Notice how on one side it's completely flat and flush, and then on this side you have these little teeth, okay? And you can kind of see it this way as well. See how the teeth kind of make an L and they come in to the inside, Okay, so this is going to be the main trick here. So what we're going to do is we're not going to come from the top, we're going to come from the bottom, and the teeth, these teeth are going to be facing towards the actual straight wire entry. Okay, now the trick is when you push this onto the silicone, okay, what you don't want, and I'll show you what is wrong here. Okay, notice when you look at this, see how the teeth are actually puncturing the silicone? Okay, what you really want is you want those teeth to be just on the outside of the silicone. So I'll show you here. Let me adjust this really quick. Okay, got that down. Perfect. All right. So notice, let me push this a little bit farther in. Okay. So notice now you can see how the teeth are just riding the edge of the silicone, that they're around it. They're not actually being punctured into the silicone. Okay, now the best technique I can tell you is you're going to really want to make sure that you squeeze that, that little shark tooth connector there and squeeze it tight. So now that we have it connected and that the actual teeth are on the outside here, okay, we're going to bring in this part here. Notice how there is the wire side. So that side right here will be facing out towards the wire, and there's a much more open side that will be going towards the actual LINAIRE Flex product. Okay, it's going to go this way, not coming from underneath. Okay, so this way. And then notice on something here, I'm going to turn this around here. You can see these ridges right here, these little ridges here. Okay, and it's on the other side as well. This is going to slide in. So I'll show it this way. You can see it. See how I lined it up on that pathway? Okay, so it was going to slide in. Okay, and now you're going to really want to make sure you squeeze these teeth really good. And then the best rule of thumb is trying to get the bottom part, the bottom two edges in. Okay, so now I have both of them in. You can see this right here. That edge is in, okay, and the other one is in as well. You can see that there. Both of the bottom two corners are in, okay? So now that they're in, I'm going to put it on the table, and I'm going to try to get the top part in. Here you go. Let's see. Oh, sorry. Let me get this back like this. There we go. There we go. And then you'll push it on, and you'll hear this snap. Okay, and now that makes a really, really strong connection. Okay, so you can see it here. It's all the way snapped in. I'll show this close up. You can see how these ridges right here, how that is all the way snapped in, and it makes this really nice, good, strong connection. Now we're good to go. So now we're going to end up taking our end cap and bringing this in here. Okay, so we're going to take this out of the bag. You're going to have something very, it's going to be the exact identical shark tooth for the other side as well. You're going to have the clear end cap, okay? And then you're also going to have this little silicone part that's going to help protect the LINAIRE Flex silicone from the actual plastic end cap, okay? So you're going to bring in your silicone. Okay, so I'm going to pop out the silicone from the box here. Go. So with your silicone here, this is one that was previously used. You might have one that has not been cut. So you'll take the cap off, and I'm going to show you something here. Notice on the back end of the cap, there's a little puncture part that you can use to puncture the silicone. So you can go like this, boom, puncture it. Now you'll get a nice hole in there where the silicone can be, you can distribute the silicone evenly. And then you'll take scissors and you'll end up cutting this just a little short so that you have now a nice little hole there that you can then screw this on. Okay? And so what we're going to do here is I want you to notice something. There's going to be these two little squares on each side. Okay? So you want these to actually, when you have it connected, be on the sides. Okay? Not going from top down. Okay? You're going to want it like this. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of silicone, okay, and we're going to pop it at the bottom here. So I'm just going to do a nice little dab of silicone there. Okay, so you can see it there in the bottom. Okay, pop this here for a second. You're going to take this little section here, okay, and I'm going to put a little bit, a dab of silicone there. Okay, and then the best trick here is take your flathead side of the screwdriver, okay, and then you're going to, like this, pop it in. Let me get this out of the way here. There we go. You're going to pop this in evenly. Let me go like this so I can show it better. Okay, you're going to pop this in evenly like this. So obviously now it won't be able to kind of be all the way flat, so you can take your screwdriver and pop it down there and make sure that it's really nice and flat and adheres down onto the plastic end cap, okay? So you're good to go there. You can see how that looks, okay? So now what we're going to do, and remember, we're going to want these squares on the outsides here, okay? So I'm going to keep it like this. Okay, and now the end cap is going to be a lot easier to work with, okay? So we're going to still do the same thing. We're going to come underneath the LINAIRE Flex, and we're going to make sure that the teeth are on the outside of it so that it's not actually puncturing into the silicone. So let me make sure I line this up correctly. Okay, you can see it there, how they're on the outside here. I'm going to make sure I really squeeze tight here, and then I'm going to pop this on. So I'll go like this. Okay, so you can see there, now I'm going to push it on and it's going to snap in. Okay, and now you have this beautiful, nice field assembly. This is allowing you to be able to cut this outdoor product in the field so that you don't always have to have it factory assembly. It gives installers and contractors much more flexibility. This still makes it IP65, so water can fall on it, jet on it, and you're not going to have any damage inside of the actual silicone. So obviously we always want to make sure we test it at the very end. So I'm going to flip this around here. Again, going to bring in my female DC from our plug-in driver, okay, and you're going to have the positive, which is red, okay, and the negative, which is black. You will put the positive on the inside and then the black on the outside here and make sure that it touches, and you can see here we have it nice and beautifully lit up.